Just like me, you probably have experienced times where you just feel like God is just silent. What is happening? You need a word, you need His presence, you need His impression on your heart on what to do. You need an assurance that He's with you, and you can't just hear anything or find anything or feel anything. And it's just like, God is silent. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And yes, you can hear from my voice that I have a cold, but we are keeping up with the spirit of consistency, so videos gotta be made. In this video, I'm going to be sharing my experience with the silence of God. So I have summed it up to two things, and I'm going to share what I have learned thus far on this journey with Christ. Number one, you know what to do, you are just scared. It's okay. I mean, I was on that table. Probably I'm still going to find myself on that table. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly normal. The best of us are there. There was this time a couple of years ago, God asked me not to take a job and remain at my less paying, less desirable role that I absolutely hated. It didn't make sense. I cried. I tried to wiggle my way around it. I tried to scheme. I tried to just be sharp, in quotes, even though I knew what God had already told me to do. And when all that failed, I went back to God asking for what to do, as though He hadn't told me what to do already. I even questioned if I was really hearing from God. I mean, sometimes I think I still do it. The honest truth is, God wanted to build my trust in Him, and He wasn't going to baby me through it, even though I am His baby. And thank God I obeyed, even though at first I didn't want to do it, and I tried to wiggle my way around it. But when I got my elas and my no's, and I knew that God was strongly telling me that no, remain where you are, I obeyed. And I'm so thankful that I did, because today, I kid you not, this event of about 8 years ago, I am still enjoying the fruits from obedience. God can never leave us unprovided for. So have ears that hear and an obedient heart. It may not make sense right now, and it may not look like the most desirable option, but just trust that He is the God who does exceedingly and abundantly above anything you can ask for or even imagine. And that is the truth, because let's look at it. 8 years ago, I didn't know that I would be enjoying the benefits of that decision today. Even my child, my husband, my parents, my siblings have enjoyed from this blessing of obedience. If I didn't listen and I took the job that God asked me not to at that time, I probably would have been satisfied with the initial feeling of the raise, which may have lasted like 3 months. But I never would have experienced this kind of blessing that overflows, that runs over, that touches your family, your friends, and even people you don't know. Number two, God is waiting on you. Let me explain. I had this dream a couple of years ago where the person of Jesus and another man that I reverenced were with me. And in that dream, I was crying. I was begging them to tell me what to do. I felt like I didn't know what to do. But to me, they kept telling me, you already know what to do. Just do it. But I kept telling them, I don't know what to do. But even inside of me in that dream, it felt like I was just refusing to do what I needed to do, and I already knew what I needed to do. Wow. Anyway, they kept insisting that I already knew what I needed to do. Like it was already inside of me. I didn't understand this at the time because I had just started my personal relationship with God. But they kept on insisting while I kept on crying that I didn't know what to do and I didn't have the abilities. How sad. The honest truth is that sometimes we find ourselves wanting to know everything. We want to know the beginning and the end. We want to know the pros and the cons. We want to know the entire outcome. But unfortunately, God doesn't work that way. Constantly, God is always waiting for us to take a leap in faith and do something. If God has given you the gift to speak, take a leap in faith and start a conversation. If God has given you organizational skills, take a leap of faith and teach people how to prioritize things properly in their lives. Whatever it is that God has given you, take a leap in faith. Like the parable of talents, God is waiting for you to follow up with action because He has already provided you with everything that you need, including courage. Remember, the Bible says God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, courage, and sound judgments, which literally means you know what to do. So do it with courage. You have it. With power, you've been given that. Maybe the questions or worries or doubts on your heart sound like this: should I relocate? Maybe God has already told you, I will be with you wherever you go. Or maybe it is, what should I do next? And He's just telling you, trust me with your plans and trust my plans for you, because I plan to give you a future and a hope. Or maybe like Paul, you've been asking God to take away something from you, and He's been telling you consistently that His grace is sufficient enough for you. So if it ever feels like God is silent, perhaps it's because you've been given the courage, power, strength, grace to do what has been placed in your heart to do, or to carry the responsibility that you have been given. God never leaves His children unprovided for. Do you know why? Because He's the first parent that ever existed. So no one can parent as good as God. Also, don't forget to keep fixing your eyes on God. And I pray that the vanities of this world will not distract us from the most important voice of all. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Love you all. Mwah. Bye.